Yo, 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 what's going on, great people? You know what it is. We're here to break down, here to break it down the 1 and 4 o'clock games, reaction show, week 10, the fantasy football show. Johnny, how you feeling, my guy?
I didn't win a lot of money today, so I mean that was kind of it's kind of a bummer. But got a big win in my home fantasy league. Feel like I called a lot of the games kind of right on par where I saw them. Yeah, I mean that's really it, man. Jackson Dart going down kind of sucked, man. I had a pretty good lineup going. He was my most owned quarterback today. And that kind of sucked when he went down because he was QB1 before he went down, and they were getting ready to score again. So a really good lineup with him. I'd say that's really it, man. Like, kind of got away from like all of the Devon Achane. I played him, but I didn't play a lot, like enough of him. I played enough Jameer Gibbs. But yeah, like I had the right formula today, man. Like I feel like I keep it's like a reoccurring theme for me, man. Like I had the right formula. So yeah, so like overall, like I didn't hate the week. I thought it was some good football played today. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not like sour or bitter. It's just feel like it's just another NFL week, man. Just another NFL week.
Listen, caught a little bit of tough strays today with the props today. Few injuries, couple underperformances. Like, I think we're pretty much even going into tonight. So I'll take that. But I definitely thought there was opportunities to have better. Monra kind of ruined me a little bit on a few things I had. Go figure, right? In a game they scored 44 points, Cameron gets his receiving yard problem. Listen, it is what it is. It was a JMO week. It was bound to happen soon enough. It took till week 10 to have it. So anyway,
Yeah.
you take it as it comes. Let's break down game by game how everything shook out and potential things on what we could potentially see from either side or teams going forward. So Ravens raided the North and left the Vikings grounded.
Yeah.
Ravens win 27-19. It was a slow start for both teams in this one. It kind of I feel like it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to this like environment of a game, dome game, Lamar Jackson against an NFC team. So it usually is a little bit more high scoring than this. It got there a little bit because what was it? What was the over under? Did it get there? Did it not get there?
I don't think it did. It did not get there. It was 40.
48
Actually, no, it did 48 and a half. Yeah, 48
Yeah,
and a half.
it didn't get there. It was close, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, like Ravens knew they had to get it done. Backs against the wall for the remaining several weeks upcoming. Lamar Jackson looked kind of average out there today. So the Vikings got home a little bit on him, but Derrick Henry for a while looked pretty average as well. So I mean, look, I think those guys are cool moving forward. I mean, give credit to the Vikings and JJ McCarthy, but it was just again like we talked about before, the Ravens being a bit more healthier on defense, shored some things up for them. They got some pressure. They overall kept the game in. They pretty much kept the game kept away from the Vikings. So, your thoughts?
Jordan Addison didn't do anything for me in DFS. He was somebody I played a lot of as well.
Yeah,
didn't do anything for me. The one thing I will call out, man, and whatever, man, that's fine. I don't care if anybody feels any kind of way about it. It is what it is. But like, I still don't know if Lamar Jackson is 100%. Like,
he's not.
He's not. This is the second game in a row where like it just the explosiveness is just not there, and you could see it a couple times today. I mean, hey man, a win is a win, especially at this point in time of the year. Whenever you're 3-5, like you'll take it how you can get it anyway for sure. And then like on the Viking side, man, like I'll tell you a couple things that are messing with them, man. I think definitely was a big on Jordan Mason going into the year. that's not panning out. And I think right now, like the Vikings are in this really odd space where, like,
Yeah.
outside of Justin Jefferson and outside of Jefferson and Addison, like they don't have anybody that can get those guys the ball. They don't have a real respect.
What are you doing with Hawkinson?
Like, but
What are you doing with him?
I don't even. It's not even that for me. Like, I think it's less to do about him and more to do about the fact that like they just don't have an identity on offense right now. I think it's really just the best way for me to like break it down. Like they don't have an identity, and it's really starting to show, and it's really unfortunate. But like overall, man, like the Raiders, hey man, the Ravens, they got the win today. It is what it is. No touchdown for Derrick Henry, 75 yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I think Father Time has started to knock on that door a little bit for my man, the big dog. So
I'm not ready to say that. What I will say is that I think the Ravens in some ways in this game kind of like got away from running the football like a lot, in my opinion. I always felt like the Ravens, the reason why they were so successful with Lamar and Henry is that you really take on the angles of the defense. There's and that's why with Lamar not being healthy, I feel that's also like not right. Coming home, the chickens aren't coming to their home to roost yet. In this situation, because Lamar can't take out those. I saw it a little bit today, but you could just tell like Lamar just is not 100% just yet. Because if he was, it would have been, he would take the outside option angle, take it right outside, and there would be a little bit more running lane for him. It's just explosiveness just is not there just yet. He's like, I want to say he's like 70%. I don't think he's 100 yet. As far as throwing the football, I mean, look, he was still solid, but it was still like, and enough to win the game, but it's not Lamar Jackson-esque just yet. So, but I agree with what you said about the Vikings because they don't have an identity on offense. Still, it feels like they can't get the run game going, and then when they can't get the run game going, it's like you can't get Jefferson the ball enough. Like, what's going on here? So, yeah, a little bit of panic if you have the Vikings players right now. A little bit, kind of move forward. Anything else?
No.
Cool. Moving on. We have the sorry ass Jets. Sorry ass Jets. Yeah, you want to trade everybody. Now you want to win all of a sudden. You want to take this one? Because I really don't want to take this one.
Well, I talked about it this morning. Household names.
Like 10 yards under his rushing prop today. Thanks for coming.
No. Yeah, like again, man, household names that they got rid of for sure on this defense. And when you don't really have a lot to play for in terms of playoff aspirations, it is what it is, man. And like I said, like I didn't think like they sold their franchise. I just thought they got rid of household names. I think today, again, man, major changes happened inside the organization or inside the locker room, and I think you've seen some of those things get different today. Really more so, obviously, like a weird game, like as far as special teams touchdowns on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
like really weird. Weird. And contrary and Justin Fields, you were right. Like for sure, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. That was about as different as you can get. That is about as different as you can get playing quarterback for sure. And then also too, man, hey, other terrible takes, man. Cedric Tillman, terrible take, 2 catches, 11 yards. Quinshon Judkins, thought this would have been a really good spot for him. But I think the one thing I think we're starting to see now is I think he's really touchdown dependent, really is really what it is. Because even going back and looking at some of his better games of the season, they were all really touchdown dependent as well. So, I mean, like, it wasn't a bad environment. And hey, like we said, man, you play a couple of those guys on special teams. I mean, a couple of those guys, a couple of defenses, and you're all set to go. And obviously that was the case today with a couple of touchdowns, but just not sexy at all in any respect at all today. So yeah, your Jets, they can't even get it right because realistically, you're probably talking about it's between these two teams and the New Orleans Saints, which we'll talk about later. As far as having the number 1 overall pick to maybe address the quarterback position, and shit, they couldn't even get it right today, man. So congrats to, but the other thing too, actually, and I was thinking about this during the game, was that and I had mentioned it to somebody earlier in the week, like Aaron Glenn is taking a very similar approach to what Dan Campbell took whenever he took over the Detroit Lions, just as far as like trading players and things like that right there. So, I mean, it all makes sense, man, like in the grand scheme of things. And I don't think Dan Campbell's a terrible, it's not a terrible blueprint to mimic. If you're when you are a head coach. So it's just another call out. And then Garrett Wilson today, man, like, again, like, he finally gets back, and then like he drops you a goose egg. So that's obviously terrible business right there, but just a gross game overall. So
totally was. Like at one point, when the Jets had the 14 points on special teams, Justin Fields had 2 passing yards, 2 passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, but Breece Hall finishes like what, running back 6 so far.
He led the team in receiving today.
Yeah, but running back
screenplay we had for the touchdown. Like,
hey man, that's what he do. That's what he do. That's what he does. That's what he is. That's because he is.
Patriots sink the Buccaneers 28-24 in a clash of captains. Yeah, we knew this game was going to be a good one. Called the Patriots, called them, covering the spread. One of my cool little takes today, apparently, because apparently I don't know ball today. Yeah, look, Drake May, Patriots, again, this is kind of why I really, I was really hoping we'd get Vrabel. I love Aaron Glenn, don't get me wrong, but I was really hoping Vrabel would come to the Jets, but this is, partially why. And, Henderson, the party's here, right?
Yeah,
party's here.
Yeah, I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it.
You can fix it.
I can fix it.
What do you mean?
We said he was like the the crazy ex that you don't respond to. You know what I mean? And
well, until
now we can fix him. Now.
So when you do, it's
now we can fix him. Now
it's on.
Now we can fix him. We can fix him now. Yeah, you want to move in? You know what I mean? Like that's what it is now, man.
It is what it is, at least for 1 week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anderson out here destroying.
Yes.
You saw one play where, it was like, the 69-yarder where it's like he
giggity
catches himself off his feet, and then like, again, no one's near him. It was also like he almost didn't score the touchdown because he's kind of like looking around like, should I score? Should I not? Like,
yeah, because he don't want to get in nobody's doghouse. He's been there for 10 weeks, man. He's been there for 10 weeks.
So, but no, look, like Baker and the boys came out to play. It just came down to Patriots making a few stops and New England just capitalizing on those. So, I mean, this game was a cool back and forth game just to watch. Better days are for Baker and the boys, but kudos to the Patriots, man, leading the AFC East by a few games now, because we'll get to why in a little bit. But yeah, any thoughts from this game moving forward? Is Henderson a guy that now, depending on what's going on with Stevenson now, is he the 1A now?
Again, I'm not even just speaking for fantasy managers, but I think like when you look at a game, like today, it's very hard to say that you can't find a way to get this guy involved. 14 attempts, 147 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 10.5 yards per carry. It's really hard to say, you know what, I think we're not going to use him, and not even just that, against a very, very, talented team, man, like a team that, if we fast forward to, late January and you were like the Buccaneers were playing in the NFC Championship, I don't think anybody would bat an eye at all. So I think like that's one of those things. And again, today, like, we talked about, the pass catchers for this group, I said it this morning, you never know who it's going to be. And who was it today? Mac Hollins. That's who it was. It was
Kyle Williams too. Kyle Williams with a deep shot for a touchdown, 72-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I'm only gonna say that because it was 1 catch on 2 targets. Man. Mac Hollins had 10 targets today.
He sure did.
So like, again, like Kyle Williams, like it was cool. Like it was definitely cool to see. I think like obviously you're a dynasty manager or whatever, you've been kind of waiting around to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Emeka Ibaka looked good today. Yeah.
John, after the show, we were talking about this, and yeah, it's Emeka Ibaka now.
It's Emeka Ibaka. Word to Gronkowski. Yeah, so I mean, he looked good today. Obviously, man, 13 targets, 6 receptions, 115 yards, and 1 touchdown. Back to doing what it is that he does best, right? Wide receiver 3 so far on the week. K. Dotton, another guy that definitely got busy today. So I think like it was what we expected in this game. We knew there were going to be points that were going to be scored for sure. Definitely thought the Bucs had a better beat on this for sure, but the Patriots keep rolling, man. So it's not a whole lot to say other than that.
Yep, moving on. Bears stole the honey. Giants left holding the empty jar. The Jackson Dart injury was really unfortunate to see. But honestly, the Giants were looking pretty well for a while. But then Caleb Williams and the Bears, they start storming back into this one. Get the job done. Rome Odunze did play today.
He did.
And
he did.
He did play today.
Listen, I'm just going to stop you and tell you, like, for everybody that's watching or anybody that sees this, if you want to know what Bears receiver to not play, just ask me, and I will tell you which Bears receiver I'm going to play because you just play the opposite. It just works out like it's that easy.
Not today.
no, I mean it was like I played a little Rome, but I played more DJ than I played Rome. So yeah, so like again, if you want to know.
I thought you were definitely on Rome.
No,
you were talking about him being 6K today on draft.
I played him. I played him and I played DJ Moore, but I played more of DJ Moore because he was
the cheaper.
He was a cheaper version. So I was like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me right now. Like this is absolutely insane.
Injury, so yeah,
insane.
It's unfortunate, but Bears get the job done 24-20. Jackson Dart leaves the game with a concussion. Hopefully, if he only just misses 1 week of anything else. Russell Wilson was in there late, so I'm assuming he'll probably get the start next time around for the Giants, but only time will tell. DeAndre Swift looking pretty nice back out there, should have taken his rushing prop today. It was so low. It was just so many other plays that I was like almost on. And I was like, well, the young guy could still split some work with him and stuff, but Swift looking nice out there. But what I'll say is that, the Bears starting looking pretty solid now, 6-3 on the year. And again, like the NFC in general is like going to be a dogfight to the end. Like if you look around these other teams, like even with some of these other teams losing today, it's like the NFC is still going to be a dogfight to the end. And you just got to keep on winning and putting up stuff in order to have an opportunity for that postseason. So the Bears are going to be one of those teams. So, look, Caleb Williams looking pretty nice out there again. So hopefully this continues for him in this squad because the Bears moving forward, we're still like the pieces around this team. Colston Loveland got off to a slow start today, but then they started feeding him the rock. I think there was kind of more because DJ Moore left the game, but it was still like Loveland. He was starting to look like, oh boy, like we started Loveland, and like halftime he had a goose egg. Everyone's like, oh boy, I'm looking, I'm like, oh boy, man, they're not gonna feed Loveland at all, so. But he got going second half. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I didn't play a lot of Colston Loveland today. Like, I think I have him in maybe 1 or 2 leagues, maybe. And I don't even think I started him in the 1 or 2 leagues that like I have him in. And Caleb Williams, quarterback 4 this week, man. I mean, he was behind Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart finished with 26.28. Caleb Williams with 25.1 right now. So, you mentioned it, man. Like the Bears are. They're finding ways to win football games. I'm not saying that they're a Super Bowl contender or anything crazy like that right there. But I will say, like I've been saying all off season, man, it's like, I do believe in Caleb Williams. I have believed in Caleb Williams the entire time during this process. And today, like you got to see the rushing upside, 63 yards and 1 rushing touchdown for him today. So yeah, man, like in Jackson Dart, like I think like again, man, he was just somebody I think that was just grossly overlooked on this slate. And this was a great game environment. And low key, man, it seems like any Bears environment, it seems like low key is a pretty good fantasy environment from the way things have kind of started to shake out this year. So just kind of a, little game I'll drop as far as that goes. I don't know what they got up next week. But yeah, man, like, and then you got DeAndre Swift, man. Didn't look bad. 80 yards today, no touch. It's kind of what we would expect from him anyway. Is just a lot of work in between the 20s and a lot of work in the passing game, for sure. He did have 5 catches today. Didn't go anywhere with it. Only 18 yards. But again, overall, man, relatively solid day for DeAndre Swift for sure.
Totally. Moving on to the upside of the week, the Bills got flipper slapped in broad daylight. Smack. Buffalo come into the game. They're almost a 10-point road favorite going to Miami. They come out of Miami losing 30-13, making Josh Allen look like a turnover machine that we haven't really seen all season. Miami really just took it to Josh Allen, got 3 sacks on him today. Although Josh Allen still threw for over 300 yards passing, a good amount of it was because Miami was up and they had to come from behind. Look, James Cook, I wouldn't say it was a no-show, but he failed to live up to expectations today. What can I say it?
Oh, you go ahead and say your thing.
It was the Devon Achane show today.
All right, yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Devon Achane show today.
It definitely was.
Tua still didn't look like he still threw 2 interceptions today. But it really didn't matter. It was the Devon Achane show. Over 250 yards from scrimmage today. Like, man, yo. So giddy about AJ, yo. Gotta get that jersey now, I think. But what do you think about this upset? You called this for the points. What do you think about Miami moving forward then? Because you haven't liked Miami.
No, but I've said,
you said they were due. So
like I've said it all year long. I think just people just in general, man. I think like one of the biggest things like I've learned just as far as like picking games and like DFS and fantasy football and just all the things, right? It's just you have to be in tune with like what's going on, man. And, yeah, you got to be in tune with what's going on, and it's not about a box score. And sometimes sometimes stats can lie, man, and they can tell you whatever it is, tell you whatever story, whatever story it is you want to tell yourself, right? That's why I try really hard not to, that's why I try not to, get too crazy with it. But the one thing I'll say is, you had mentioned Josh Allen, throwing for 300 yards, and it just made me think about Scott Hall whenever he was cutting promos on Ric Flair when he was like, "Yeah, Ric Flair, you're the 13-time world heavyweight champion. All that means is you lost the championship 13 times." That's just really what it made me think about, with Josh Allen. It's just, but no, I think today was definitely just a good example because, like I said, man, just going back to the Thursday night game, I just thought they had left a lot of things out there on the field. I thought they had left a lot of points on the field, and today, they were able to make some plays, man, for sure. And the one thing is again, man, it's another division game, and Miami doesn't have anything to play for, and we just got to start paying attention to these teams that don't have anything to play for, as far as the playoffs and things like that, and these other high-end teams that come in. This is their Super Bowl, right? And for the guys that do believe in Mike McDaniel, they're going to play hard for him. They're going to play hard for him because more likely than not, a lot of the guys that are on the field they're on the field because of him. So again, didn't expect Miami to win. I ain't gonna go there, but I definitely just had a really gut feeling that this Miami was absolutely going to be able to keep this game within the 9.5 that was out there earlier today, for sure. And Achane, like I said, I called it, man. Of course, I played him, but I didn't go over the field on him in that space. And of course, today he dropped 40 exactly like I said he would. But that's all right though, man. It's cool. That's cool.
Bills moving forward have a 2-game deficit for the AFC East crown right now, as the Patriots now are up 2 games up on them. They have one more matchup, I believe. I think they have one more matchup coming later on the year, right?
They do.
There's still some time for them, but it's also lose some games that you really shouldn't have any business losing. So we'll just have to find out. Jags roared early. Texans finished the hunt. Yeah, Jaguars. It was looking good for them for a while. And then the Texans just came back. Like then like people stole their money or someone, whatever, killed their mama, whatever. Like they came back roaring and won the game. So high scoring, right? Division games, man, I tell you. But that being said, I mean, look, Nico Collins, I called him. I was like, 6,700 was too cheap for him in a matchup like this. So he killed it today. But yeah, I mean, look, the Jaguars just kind of soured away a win, and the Texans came back in a way that didn't exactly expect to happen. So, thoughts on everybody in this game moving forward, in general, because obviously CJ Stroud probably will come back next week, hopefully, but the Texans still in the hunt for the playoff? Question mark.
I think like they still are, man. Like they're still a quality team, and there's still a ton of time left, man. In the season as far as like the playoffs go. So like I wouldn't count them out. I wouldn't count them out of the playoff picture. Talked about it this morning, man. Like I think like this is a team that like you see. This is a classic example of a team effort and a team win. And even though Davis Mills was starting today, like I said, I just felt like the Texans were a better coach team, felt like they were a better defense. And hey, man, they made plays when they needed to. And ultimately, like that's what it came down to. We talked about Trevor Lawrence and his inability, to be able to kind of navigate through zone coverage. Parker Washington, talked about him as well. Like he, obviously he had a big day today, but like Trevor Lawrence didn't even hit double digits today from the fantasy side of the world. So
158 passing yards, Joe.
Yeah, it was gross. It was gross, man. So yeah, I'm not shocked.
Davis Mills 292, yo.
Yeah, like QB1 on the week so far. QB1 on the week. And again, like Nico Collins, like not shocked. Like I said it this morning, like Davis Mills understands the mission. Go out there and get Nico Collins your best player to ball. Like that's like he understands the mission. You know what I mean? There's that, and then the other thing I'll throw out is Woody Marks. Is he like the new Aaron Jones? Is he the new Aaron Jones? Meaning, every time I turn on a game, he's laying on the field dying somewhere. He's literally laying on the field dying somewhere every time I turn the game on, and then they're like, "Oh, he's back." I'm like, "Oh, okay, like, all right, Mr. Aaron Jones." So yeah, it just made me like I just had a random thought today when I was watching the game. I was like,
"I'm not ready." That's too early to crown him that, but.
I mean, listen, from that side of things, I feel like he's already got the title, bro. Like, getting hurt in the middle of the game, missing a quarter and a half, this, that. But anyways, man, like, yeah, I think like definitely a great week for the Texans for sure. And I think this win right here obviously gives them a lot of confidence. Big division win, comeback win with the backup quarterback. So yeah, I'm not writing those guys off yet. No way.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough. I think the Jaguars, like, I think you could tell they definitely miss Brian Thomas out there today.
Shut up.
They did. They missed this field stretch today, Cody Myers only getting 3 catches, 41 yards, even though he's a new person. It's like, come on. Like, Trevor Lawrence, like, kind of just looking like you said, like, took 5 sacks today. Like, he just wasn't really looking the part out there. So, but kudos to the Texans for roaring back to win this one. Another upset. Saints defense delivers divine performance and a 17-7 win over the Panthers. Take it away.
Yeah, no, that was not very sexy. What happened today? It was not very sexy
at all.
No, Rico Dowdle started off, man, the first quarter. It's like, all right, like, damn, like he about to get ready to smash this slate too. He like like our City Hall. Let's get busy. And no, 18 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown, 2.9 yards per carry. That was not a good day for him. And then, like I said, I think we were on there when we were talking about it. When I said, yeah, of course, Alvin Kamara will end up having, the best game of the year.
I'm getting started, man.
His best game of the year. And what do you know?
22 carries today. They actually wanted to feed him today.
Yep. And all of the Saints stars, and I'll use that term loosely. Showed up today. Olave with 100 yards and a touch. Juwan Johnson, 92 and a touch, and Kamara. So again, man, again, just another division game here. And just and I think that's the thing, like with a team like the Panthers, right? It's like every time, like you're ready to kind of put them into that playoff mix conversation, they kind of remind you why they shouldn't be there. Again, talked about it, like big win for him last week. So kind of a letdown here in this spot against the Saints. But yeah, man, like overall, this is not what anybody was expecting for sure. So I don't think there's really a whole lot more to go into. Rico Dowdle kind of let us down as the lemon pepper chalk of the week. So yeah.
Lemon pepper chalk of the week. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm really just kind of annoyed with this whole Saints team. It's like you couldn't do this with Kamara throughout the whole year.
No.
Why did it take this long for you to give a guy like Kamara, a combined 25 touches today? This should have been happening every week. So I'm kind of annoyed with this old Saints team. Like, for real. Like, you trade away Shaheed and then all of a sudden find a way to feed Kamara more? What is that? I don't know. But anyhow, kudos to the Saints for getting their victory. And, again, just like the Saints, the Jets, Browns, you all should be losing games, not trying to win them anymore. Seattle, turn the Cardinals into birdseed. Yeah. This game started out terrible, and it ended somewhat terrible. But it was like, man, like 28-0 lead, just like that. 28-0 lead, just like that. I think it turned to a 35-0 lead at one point. I think
35-7. Yep, I think that might have been. Yeah, it was 30. Yeah.
Four possessions don't matter. Brissett still looked pretty all right, despite the early struggles. But McBride obviously was McBride. Look, how many touchdowns he had? What? I saw a stat. I think Underdog put it out there that McBride was. I think he had 5 touchdowns. He has 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games, and that's more touchdowns in that stretch that he's had.
With Kyler, yeah.
With Kyler as at quarterback, something like that. Yeah. Last 4 games, 5 tutties. 5 times. 5 times. 5 tutties for McBride in the last 4 games. The most he's had in his career per season, That's so does Kyler have any shot to get his job back in this situation? And then if he does, and do you think that
I'm gonna put myself on loop again, and I'm gonna say this, like I said earlier today. Every time somebody plays the Dallas Cowboys, we get excited about who they are, and then they play a real football team, and then we get reminded of what they actually are. And Jacoby Brissett, for whatever it is you want to say, like the window is came and gone. Like it's came and gone. Like yeah, like to quote Jordan, I don't care how you walk off the court after you get your ass whooped. Don't care. Don't care. Like, it's just what it is, man. Like, it is what it is. And like Jacoby Brissett, I've said it for the last month. If Jacoby Brissett was this good, he would be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And he's not. Like, he's not. Like, he's a really good backup quarterback. He's a good spot starter. I like him. But he is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. And like, you can obviously, you can go back and forth about the Kyler Murray thing and say, like, is he not? I think like that's something that's up for debate for sure. And I don't know if it's a system thing. I don't know if it's just a him thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm not gonna just completely punt on Kyler Murray right now because we have seen this so many times where a quarterback gets a change of scenery, and when they get a change of scenery, they become a different player. And it's not a height thing, man. Like, Yeah, like, would you like for your quarterback to be 6'4"? Of course, you would like for your hell. I would love to be 6'4", right? But that's not what it is. And sometimes, like, some of these coordinators and some of these coaches, they're trying to take round pegs and fit them into square holes, man, and it just don't work like that. So I just think Kyler Murray is. I still think that, like, there is a space and there is a place for him in the NFL. I don't know if Arizona's that place for him. It might be time for them to move on for sure. But, like, listen, even if Kyler Murray was playing today, like, this game probably still would have been, I don't know if it would have been that bad, but it wouldn't have been that good either. So, but Jacoby Brissett, long story short, is not the answer. The guy that I did play a lot of today was Marvin Harrison Jr., and that makes me sick. And I told you it made me sick because I had to play a lot of Jalen Waddle, but that actually was okay today. But Marvin Harrison Jr., like, I was like, oh, well, maybe there's a space, but I'm not going to play Jacoby Brissett. And I knew better. But yeah, I did. I knew better. But yeah, like, and then, like, all of a sudden, then, like, somehow Sam Darnold ends up, like, pissing the game away with, like, an interception and, like, just craziness, man. Like, then JSN looks like he's getting ready to break the single game receiving record. In the first quarter, man. Like, literally, it looks like, oh man, dude. Well, let's go. I'm gonna go, like, not all the way back, but, like, I had a lineup that had Jackson Dart that was crushing. It had Dalton Kincaid and it had JSN in it. But it also had I believe that lineup actually did have Achane. That lineup did have Achane in it and Travion Henderson. So I was like, this lineup right here it's Emeka Abuka. And I can't remember who. There was another guy that I had in there. I was like, this lineup is going to crush. Like, this lineup is, Jalen Waddle. I was like, this lineup's going to smash. And everybody gets freaking hurt, man. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro. But yeah, Seattle, man, like, they're still running. That was my survivor pick. Actually, today was the Seahawks. So I think we went from 29 teams in our survivor pool down to like 12 or 14. So still hanging around because Buffalo and Carolina were the sexy picks today.
Yeah, it is what it is. But Seattle put that wax on them.
Oh wow, damn! Time is flying. Holy shikes!
Detroit didn't just lead the charge; they ran the whole battlefield. Look, Lions took care of business on the road in Washington. Washington had much of a chance in this one, really. It's just, when it comes down to it, it's like, no Jane Daniels right now, no McLaurin right now. Is definitely showing its true colors right now. Look, Detroit handles business. It was the Jahmyr Gibbs show after I was on him last week. Figures. It was also J-Mo show this week for Detroit. Yep. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on, Ross St. Brown. Thank you. Thanks for game planning for him. Appreciate it. But yep, Detroit keeps on doing Detroit things. Washington, it's like, for as long as Daniels is out, you just can't trust this team in the spots. Like, Debo caught a touchdown today, but it wasn't like he was getting peppered with any more, like, volume or usage that he normally does. And it's just tough. We're dealing with a lot of injuries. So, but anyhow, that's my take. Any thoughts?
No, I told you Jahmyr Gibbs was going to go nuclear today.
Yep. You were just right today, weren't you?
Today I was. Today I was right.
How's it feel?
Great. I wish my DraftKings account reflected that, but can't win them all, I guess. Can't win them all.
California Clash, more like California Crush. Rams. Smack these Niners. Get their revenge after earlier on in the year when the Niners took it to them earlier on in the year. This game, Stafford, man, like, Stafford. Like, 3 straight games of having 4 touchdowns through the air. Believe he joins a very elite company in that regards. And he threw for his 400th passing touchdown today as well. So, Stafford doing Stafford things. Rams getting the job done. Got to keep our eyes peeled on Adams. I'm not sure what happened with him late. Excuse me. So we'll have to keep tabs on that. Like Rams use a lot of tight ends today, apparently. And look, it's just Rams just doing some revenge on these boys. So Niners, I mean, again, more injuries for them, but also just feel like they were not really in the game, really. Rams still like a 14 or 21 point lead at some point. And just really just I feel like they weren't in the game really until like a little bit later on, and then it was too late by then. Anything to say about these two teams moving forward? Because obviously they're a tight race for the division crown.
Nope, said everything I need to say today. I think the Rams have been the most overlooked team in the entire NFL at this point, as far as like what they've actually done on paper. I've written off Matt Stafford a couple times from the fantasy space, but I think overall, I got no problem saying it, man. Like I got no problem saying it. I think that they're the most written off team in the NFL at this point, the most disrespected 2-loss team in the league at this point, man. So I like what they got going on, man.
Fair enough. I guess what I'll say moving forward, I am in agreement with what you said about just the Rams being like overlooked, because it just feels like we're trying to crown other teams right now. But Sean McVay, they have a championship pedigree. Like there's a lot of things going there. And all it really took was, Puka didn't have the best of game today, and that's kind of scary. Sorry, Puka Nacua even lit up the world today, and that's kind of scary from an ex-Sanolis perspective moving forward.
But they didn't need him though, man. Like that's the thing. That's the thing, man. With that's the thing with some of these superstars, man. Is like sometimes like we get all like matchup like hesitant and this and that, and like sometimes like now next week I don't even know who they're playing next week, but next week I feel like I probably would be buying Puka Nacua stock in DFS next week, just because like didn't set the world on fire. So again, just another opportunity to get him going. Kyron Williams was another guy, man, like I called, like as far as having a really solid day, RB5 on the day, 22.4 points. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well, folks, got 5 minutes. We're gonna break down the game. Sunday Night Football, Steelers, Chargers. Steelers getting 3 points going to Los Angeles. Take on the Chargers. 45.5 over under. Game actually starts at 8:20. We got the showdown lineup for y'all. Let me give you guys the bets real quick for heading into the Sunday Night Football matchup. We like Herbert over 250 yards passing. We all know the Steelers are, the dead last in, passing yards allowed for matchups. So this is a green light for Herbert today. Keenan Allen over 4.5 catches. Keenan Allen is the safety valve. We all know Steelers are going to bring pressure. We all know the offensive line is in shambles. So this should be a spot where Keenan Allen gets a ton of targets underneath, along with Ladd, obviously, but Keenan Allen is going to be a very trusted weapon underneath tonight. Lastly, Jaylen Warren, 80 yards, total yards or more. Jaylen Warren is just consistently running away with the backfield. I'm not saying I don't like the rushing props for 60 yards, but I like the total because I feel like the Steelers are going to have to play from behind in this one a little bit, and Jaylen Warren is going to happily benefit from that. So that's what I got for the props tonight for Sunday Night Football. As far as the matchup, give me the Chargers at home. I think the Chargers offense, despite the offensive line looking a little bit shammed, the Chargers I just feel like have a bit more weapons offensively. And if they get up in a situation like this, Steelers are going to throw from behind. Your boy Rodgers has got to lead him to a victory. So give me the Chargers to cover the 3 at home. Any over.
That's it. That's all I got. Like I think like the Chargers have had a problem running the ball all season long, and I think that's obviously a really good thing for the Steelers, who we have struggled in the past to stop the run. And I know we did a good job on JT last week. So I think like this is
phenomenal job.
Yeah, man. Listen, we temper expectations over here. So yeah, man. Like I think like this is just a spot where where the offensive line is in shambles for the Chargers. I just think like if the Steelers play their cards right tonight, man, I think they can absolutely take this one away for sure. So I'm gonna just share my screen real quick, give you guys my showdown slate super quick, and I'll hit submit on it here momentarily. So I'm rolling with Jaylen Warren in the flex spot. I mean, in my captain spot tonight. Like you talked about, like he's definitely running away with the backfield. He's the guy for sure. Obviously, whatever happens tonight for the Steelers, he's going to be involved. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, the catalyst for this offense here, so it only goes as far as he does. You can't have a showdown lineup without having Justin Herbert in it for the Chargers. Oronde Gadsden, the Steelers have struggled against every single tight end underneath God's green earth here at this point in time. I'm going to take the Steelers defense because Justin Herbert is prone to turn the ball over occasionally. The Steelers, I think we all know what it is, what they do. It comes in waves of turnovers for them. And then Darnell Washington, when they get down inside the red zone, man, it's Mountain Washington time every single time. Aaron Rodgers has an obsession with him. So I'm just running with this right here. It gives us a chance to be a little bit different with $1,900 remaining as far as salary. So I'm clicking submit and update my entry. 1 minute. Boom. We in there like swimwear. So I'll stop sharing. I'll come back to you. And we'll see. Hopefully this line cashes. And then as far as the game tonight, you already know what it is. Give me +3. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers on the money line as well. I just think this is a spot that I don't want to say it's a get right spot, but I think this is definitely a confidence builder. And I think like things are starting to click for this team now. I don't hate them as much as I did 2 weeks ago.
That's funny. That's fair. I can easily see the Steelers winning this one, obviously, too, just because the offensive line struggles for the Chargers. But this could be a quick game situation where the Chargers, again, they already know that, and they're just quick firing things with Herbert. And then once that happens, though, the one time you break contain is when Herbert scrambles away for 20 yards. So, yeah, we'll just have to find out whose defense is going to stop who tonight, honestly. I feel like that's going to be the case. Because the Chargers find a way to get a stop or two, a turnover or two on Rodgers, and then Chargers are going to win this one. That being said, though, Johnny is going to be taking over tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. We'll be traveling, so I'm not sure. It's going to be a game time decision if I'm going to be on here tomorrow night.
Well, I feel like this is a really great space for you to let me know that. Because I'm pretty sure you just didn't buy your plane ticket last night, so that's pretty sick.
It's still a game time decision. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be here.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. It's just like, yeah, it's pretty sick, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, boy. That's my final thought.
2.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't have a final thought. Just,
okay.
I don't have a final thought. Like, getting ready to watch the game and see what happens here. So, hacksaw, ball out. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all tomorrow night, Monday Night Football between the Eagles and Packers. Peace.